Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. If we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today our yoga for flexibility practice is going to focus on the quads and the hamstrings. So find just a little bit of space to move and let's get started. So let's begin just sitting down, and I want you to send your right leg out and bring your left foot to your inner thigh. So making sure that your right leg is coming straight out in front of you, and then just bring your hands beside you for support and take an inhale as you lengthen and sit nice and tall. And as you exhale, you can start to fold forwards a little bit, keeping in mind that this is just our first hamstring stretch today, so if you can't bring your chest all the way down towards your knee, that's totally fine. Just keep your spine long. Maybe point your toes up towards the ceiling. Just kind of start to notice the feeling as you create the length through the back of your leg and into that hamstring. And just kind of starting to relax your shoulders and notice your breath. And if you are tipping forwards, I want you to use your next inhale just to lift your upper body all the way back up. And we're just going to switch sides. So bring your left leg out and your right foot to your inner thigh. With an inhale, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, maybe adding a little tip forwards. Just starting to relax a little more. Maybe encouraging those toes up to the ceiling. And just feel your breath. Nice, you guys. And using an inhale, when you're ready, just to lift the upper body back up. Let's send our right leg out. And we're just going to kind of roll to our left side. So I want you to come down onto your forearm. We'll keep our left leg out and then just grabbing for your right foot and encouraging your heel towards your glute. And you can keep your knees coming towards one another, encouraging the heel towards the glute and just starting to feel some love through the quad, maybe the top of the ankle and the foot if you're lucky. Nice, you guys. And we're just going to kind of start a little simple and kind of take things a little further and a little further. So at any time you need to maybe come back to one of the first variations, you can definitely do so. And if you've got that right foot still in your hand, start to slowly let it go. We're just going to kind of pivot and roll to the other side. So find that right hip, that right forearm, and then encourage your left heel towards your hip. And some of us might feel this a lot through the quad. Some of us might not feel much at all. But not to worry. We're going to have a lot of options today. Awesome, you guys. And if you've got that left foot still, slowly start to let it go and just come back over. Have a seat. We're going to keep both of our legs out in front, but this time you can start with some nice bent knees. Bring your hands beside you. Take an inhale and lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, maybe tipping forwards a little bit. Maybe pointing your toes up towards the ceiling. If you feel the stretch through your legs, keep your knees bent. If you don't, you can walk your feet a little further away, bringing some more length into the legs, and just kind of go until you find those hamstrings. Drop your chest if you need to feel the stretch. Nice job, you guys. And staying here for just one more breath. And using an inhale to bring the upper body all the way back up. Nice long spine. We're going to turn back over onto our left hip. We're going to find that right foot again. So encouraging the heel towards the glute. So you can stay here, or this time I actually want you to try to bring your right shin down to the floor. And if you can come up to seated, just kind of lift that upper body up, the left leg's out, and that right heel is kind of on the outside of my hip. I'm not sitting on my heel, it's kind of to the outside of my hip. Feeling that quad. And if you've come too far, your knee might be talking to you. So just kind of roll back onto your side and encourage your heel towards your glute with the help of your arm. This just lets the floor bring the heel towards the glute. Nice, you guys. So if you are seated right now, we're going to come back. Just kind of roll to that left side a little bit so that you can bring that right leg out, send it out long. We're just kind of rolling over. We're turning all the way over into the right side so you can stay here. Hand grabbing onto your foot, or you can come to seated, bringing your heel beside your hip and that right leg out nice and long. And just sitting tall. So just relax. Take a moment just to feel that quad, that left leg. Awesome, you guys. And slowly just kind of turning back over onto that right side. If you are seated, let the left leg go. Everybody can roll back over so that you are sitting down. And I just want you to bring your legs in, cross your ankles, come onto your hands and onto your knees. And we're going to find our way into down dog. So plant your hands, lift your knees, send your hips up nice and high. We're not here very long. I want you to use an inhale to look forwards and exhale as you walk your feet all the way to the top of your mat. Take an inhale and lift halfway up. So just that upper body starting to lift, and I want you to try to find your hamstrings in this half lift. So draw your belly button back towards your spine to support your low back. Maybe even pick your toes off the mat and just try to lift that chest a little more, almost like you're arching your back and you're sticking your butt out to activate and feel those hamstrings lengthen. Nice, you guys. And each time we come into a half lift, and we do this all the time in yoga classes, you should find that nice hamstring stretch with each half lift. But I want you just to take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, fold, relax. You can bend your knees a lot, give yourself a little hug maybe. And then using an inhale, we're going to come all the way up to standing. You can give your legs a little bit of a shake if you need to. We're going to step our left foot back and keep our right foot forwards. So our pyramid stance, I want you balance, so widen your feet, bring your hands to your hips, take an inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then as you exhale, just start to tip forwards from your hip. Keep just a little micro bend through this front knee, and you might be here and you might be feeling that hamstring for your front leg. You might have to tip a little further forwards to find it, but just kind of go wherever you need to be to feel a stretch through that front leg, that front hamstring. Ooh. Awesome, you guys. And no matter how far you are tipping forwards, it does not matter. We're going to use an inhale to slowly, gracefully lift the upper body all the way up. And bring your back foot to the top. Shake out those legs if you need to. Send your right foot back. Switch sides. Nice and balanced. Feet are out nice and wide. Take an inhale. And exhale, tip forwards. Maybe you are here. That's awesome. Just breathe. Find your balance. Do whatever you got to do to find that hamstring. Wow, you keep a little micro bend. It's mostly straight, but it's not, the knee's not locking on you on that front leg. Wherever you are, we're going to be using an inhale to lift back up. Lift all the way up. Awesome, you guys. Bring your back foot to the top of your mat. Maybe give your legs a little bit of a shake. Take an inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, fold forwards. Maybe you can find those hamstrings as you lower down. Inhale, half lift. Find those hamstrings again. And exhale, fold. Plant your hands. We're going to step back into our downward facing dog just for a breath. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in. And use the exhale to bring your knees down to the mat. Awesome, you guys. Okay, cross your ankles, have a seat, and bring your right leg out in front. So we have options here. You can bring your left foot to your inner thigh. We're going to add a forward fold. If you want to add a little quad action, and this feels okay with the knee, you can bring that left foot behind you, nice and close to your hip maybe, and that left knee out to the side. So if your knee doesn't like this, keep your foot on your inner thigh. Either way, make sure your right leg is straight out in front of you. Hands can come beside you for support. Take an inhale and exhale to tip forwards. Nice, you guys, and maybe pointing those toes up towards the ceiling if you want a little more. Just gonna notice where you feel this. Is it all hamstring? Is it a little bit quad too? Or something completely different? If you're folding though, use an inhale, lift yourself back out nice and slow. If your left leg's behind you, shimmy to the side, send that left leg forwards. We're going to switch sides. Left foot's going to stay out. Remember, your right foot can come to your inner thigh, tip forwards, or you can get a little fancy, bringing that heel behind you. Let your knee decide which variation you choose. And then take an inhale as you lengthen. And as you exhale, add your fold if you want to. And just feel the breath wherever you are. Nice, you guys. Using an inhale to slowly lift your upper body. If your heel is behind you, send that leg forwards again. Maybe just give yourself a little hug or rock it out a little bit. We're going to do one more quad stretch so you can do that same variation where you're on your side and you're hanging onto your foot with your hand. You can find that seated position. I've got my left quad working right now, but if you have your right one, which we've been doing first the whole time, that's great, but I'm already here, so I'll stay. So pick one leg to stretch your quad. So you can stay seated, or you can lay down, or you could even just stay seated and bend the right leg and plant that foot. This is a nice place to be too. Just helps kind of keep the hips squared, nice and balanced. Or you can lay all the way down if you really want to go for it. Or you can come onto your forearms. You don't have to lay all the way down onto your back. And then just decide if you want to bend the right leg or keep it out long. You might feel that hip flexor too. The top of the foot, the ankle. Nice, you guys. And if you did lay all the way down onto your back, you've got the most work to do to come all the way up. So start to move and lift up. We're just going to send the leg out that you were stretching out long. I'm just going to pivot and roll and set up the other side. So maybe staying here. Maybe bringing the shin to the floor and staying here or even here. Whatever your quad needs you to do today, and whatever your knees allow you to do today. We get to listen to our bodies and let them make the decisions. Awesome, you guys. If you want to stay for another breath or two, you can. If you are ready to move and to let that go, just send both of your legs out long. Find a seated position with your legs out long. Give them a little shake. Maybe even hug your knees in or rock it out a little bit. And when you're ready, you can just find a nice, comfy seat. Cross-legged or however you would like. Bring your hands to your knees though. Close your eyes. Take a nice big breath in and out. Awesome, you guys. You can bring your hands together in front of your heart. Oh, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day and you enjoy the practice. Until next time, namaste.